Hey you guys, it's Gabby G in NYC. What's up? It's Gabby, the realtor. Yeah, I know. I keep saying I'm gonna have this theme song and whatnot. Okay, one day, I'm working on it. Give me a minute, you guys. I'm working on it, okay? Today, we're gonna be talking about a buyer's and seller's market. And what's the difference? How do we know if it's a buyer's market? How do we know if it's a seller's market? Telltale signs and the formula to figure this out. That's what we're getting into. Dun, 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 dun. You know, it would be really cool if I had like a transition. Listen, I'm working on learning these editing things. Just give me a minute. Jeez. So, buyer's markets and seller's market, it really works with the law of supply and demand. So supply is inventory. It is all the houses, the townhouses, the condos, the co-ops, multifamilies. It's what we have to purchase, okay? It's really the base of our sales. It's half of our sales. Let's put it that way, because the other half are the buyers, right? So we need to have something for them to buy. So that is what supply is. Something to buy is supply. Something to buy is supply. I think that's going to help you remember it, right? And then demand is like, we want houses. We want houses. So this is the buyers, okay? So demand are the amount of buyers that we have to buy what is out there to be purchased, right? So when you have more buyers, loads and loads of buyers, and little supply, who has the advantage here? The sellers, yes, because there's less inventory. So with the less inventory, the buyers are like trying to get what they can get because there's not as much, right? So really the seller has the advantage here. Now when it's flipped the other way and there's way more inventory, way more things to buy than there are buyers, then the buyer has the advantage because they can go, I don't want that one, I don't want that one, I want this one, I don't want that one. They have the advantage. Okay, so that is really the law of supply and demand. And at different times, it really can change at the drop of a dime, whether it's a buyer's or seller's market. It all depends on the times, the economy, a whole lot of different things factor in. And a real estate agent can help you determine that because there is a formula for it, which I will give you at the end of this video. Here's another transition. You ready? So things that you are going to notice in a buyer's market is, according to bankrate.com, there are going to be more for sale signs up. You're just going to notice a lot more for sale signs, so the frequency of for sale signs. You're also going to notice, a lot of inventory online, and you're going to notice price drops. We love that as buyers, right? We love price drops. Yay! So properties are just going to sell for less. That's just what's going to be happening in a buyer's market. And then also, it may sit on the market for a while. Again, there are less buyers and more inventory. So properties would sit on the market a little longer than usual. So their days on market is going to be higher than the norm. Sometimes that happens because listing isn't priced correctly. So be aware of that. But that is typically one of the telltale signs. And then buyers are going to be offered more advantages or incentives. That's the better word. When it comes to the different properties. Hey, a seller might throw in some furniture. Oh, fresh coat of paint on the walls, They want to make it really enticing so that they attract more buyers. The very few of you that there are, they just want you, And so let's say a house is $1 million. Let's just throw a random number out there, right? $1 million house. It's a buyer's market, right? So a buyer would be like, I've seen a whole lot of houses, because they're just everywhere, and so few of me. And of course, they're going to say this in their minds because they're not going to tell the seller that, right? Or maybe they will. I mean, there are just some buyers like that. But anyway, they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to throw you a lowball offer because there's not really going to be a bidding war here. So let's see what you're going to do if I'm the only offer on the table. So I'm going to offer $800,000 to your $1,000,000. I know you're asking $1 million, but I'm going to give you $800,000. As upset as a seller may be in this case, if that's the only offer that's coming in, they may want to take it. And then as the buyer, you would have gotten yourself a really amazing deal because it was a buyer's market, right? Now, let's flip the script a little bit. In a seller's market, let's check out what happens then. In a seller's market, the seller has the advantage. So you want to sell in a seller's market, you want to buy in a buyer's market, right? So let's say a seller is selling his house for $1 million. Let's go with that same random number, right? Now they've got a whole bunch of buyers coming to them because the buying pool, again, let me just remind you, mad buyers, not a lot of inventory, right? So that's the seller's market. So a whole bunch of buyers coming. You have an open house, mad buyers show up. You got bids coming in, a whole bunch of offer letters, and now the seller has the advantage and they can be like, well, this guy put in an offer and he's giving me 1.1. Can you match or do better than that? And now the buyer is like, you know what? I really love this house. It's amazing. And honestly, my wife loves it. My kids love it. I could just see us in the pool and this, that. And they're so in love with it. They're like, you know what? I don't want anybody else to buy this. I'm going to go a little higher. So let me do 1.125. At the end of the day, the seller has the advantage because they're the ones getting way above ask. And that happens very often, okay? Especially, well, of course, in the seller's market. But a buyer's going to want their offer to be the most enticing so that they win the bid and they get the house. So that's basically what happens in a seller's market. Now, for the formula. According to bankrate.com, there is a way that you can determine whether it's a buyer's market or seller's market. Granted, if you have a real estate agent, Just saying, me. I'm a real estate agent. If you have a real estate agent, they will be able to let you know whether it's a buyer's or seller's market at the time that you are interested in purchasing or selling. And they'll be able to calculate this using what they call the absorption rate. Okay, so the way that you do this is you will take the number of homes that sold in the past month in your city and divide that by the number of homes in the market in that month in the city, right? So let's say 150 homes sold within the past month in your city, whatever city that is, right? In X city. All right, 150 homes sold last month in X city. All right, and on the market right now, the inventory is looking like 600 homes available for sale. So you're going to take that 150 divided by 600 and you get 0.25, right? 0.25, which is 25%. Now, the absorption rate formula is that anything 20% or more, once you do that equation and get that your answer, anything 20% or more indicates a seller's market. So in this case, 25%, it would be a seller's market. It would be a great time to sell. Not to say, just so you know, that you can never buy in a seller's market or you can never sell in a buyer's market. You can still do it, and it depends on your situation, your circumstances, and all of that. But that's basically how you're able to calculate whether or not it's a buyer's or seller's market. So I hope that this video helped make things a lot clearer for you. If it didn't, let's watch it again. Okay, take it back. Rewind. If you watch it again, you might get it a little better. Well, we'll see. But I hope it made it a lot clearer for you. And so now you can be able to tell what's the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market, and how you can determine between the two and decide for yourself when's the right time for you to buy or sell. So I'm glad and so happy that you're watching. I love you guys. Tune into my next episode. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys for watching. Mwah.